Welcome back everyone to another video here with Invest for Tomorrow, and to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel, and to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watched this video, that you found it helpful and informative, and it helps out the YouTube channel. It's very much appreciated, and to stay tuned on in for all the information we have to share, because you definitely want to have this one on your watch list moving forward. I'm not really big on penny stocks, but when large institutional investors like BlackRock are making their positions larger, Vanguard are making their positions larger, and one of the ones that held a huge stake in this company went ahead and upped it to continue being the #1 holder, you know, those are some bold statements from institutional investors. And even more so, I don't know if you guys know this principle, but when insiders are buying, that usually tells you something. And since the point that insiders started to buy, the stock has been going up. And so far, there's no trace of them selling. And if they're jumping in on this, I think they're looking to 5x to 10x their money. And the stock hasn't gone anywhere near that yet, but the potential is coming. So we're going to talk about it. So what ticker symbol are we talking about that BlackRock and Vanguard own? So it is NMTR. If you guys aren't aware of it, it's 9 meters Biopharma Inc. So here we are with the article, and for those of you that watch my videos frequently, you guys know that I always say stay away from penny stocks, focus in on the penny stocks that you only know. If you don't know anything about it, stay away from it. But for those of you that like penny stocks, I hope you guys like this one, and I think you guys will, because this is showing me all the checklists that I look for: insider trading, institutional ownership going up, as well as changing people's lives and dominating in its sector. So let's go ahead and read about it. So 9 meters Biopharma focuses on the treatment of gastrointestinal disorders, including short bowel syndrome and celiac disease. This is really what's game changer for them. The company holds over 150 patents as of December 2020 and is working daily to increase this number. So they have patents coming out every single day. That's a lot of things going on for this one moving forward. Biopharma is attempting to utilize its drug larazotide for healing lung injury relating to COVID-19 cases. That's a big deal, and that's a big step for them if this does work out for them. They're in phase 1 trials right now, and I could see this going through all the phases for 2021. But this is a game changer for the future of post-COVID-19, treatment or cases, right? Anything that happens afterwards, because this has to do with lung injury relating to the COVID-19, which is what a lot of people go through as well after they had the coronavirus. There's a small percentage that end up having to go through that, and that would be awesome for this drug larazotide to be able to do that. So before the drug's relation to COVID, though, larazotide was one of the few in a phase 3 trial to treat celiac disease. I think they're going to pass that. They're going to get FDA approval, and then they're going to go into phase 4, which is finally treating others and, watching them, observing them. And if everything goes well there, they're just going to dominate in treating celiac disease. They're like the only of its class, the first in its class. If they get through this, which phase 3 is a pretty big step, once that gets passed, you're on your way to FDA approval. They're going to be the only ones being able to treat that. And if you look up that disease on Google, you'll see how common it is. You would think it's not, but it's like a 1% of the population of the US, I think, or of the world that has this. And when you really think about it, 1%, it's a small number, but 1% is pretty big when it comes into a numerical number compared to the billions of us that live in the world and the millions that live here in the US. So this is going to be a big deal, changing lives. So one thing that I liked a lot was the fact that we have here Adage Capital Partners. They filed a 13G, right, form, turning their stake up higher. And we're going to look at that in just a moment. And then we have here the coverage on the penny stock this week, and the firm gave an outperform rating as well as $6 price target. And that was back in February. Like, this was the middle of February. So let's look at this company here, Adage Capital Partners, so you can see for yourself. So the first thing is we have here insider trading, and they were buying tremendous amount of shares, and you'll see it right here. Look at that. Purchase, 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 award, and you can see all of this going on towards the end of 2020. And this is their share price. And right now, the share price is only about $1 above that. They're nowhere near ready to sell. I think they're looking at 5x to 10x their money. They know something we don't, and they're very confident in their product and also the phase trials that they're in. It's interesting to me that they waited to purchase, large amounts until they were in phase 3, which is very interesting. Now, if we go to institutional ownership, you will see here that Adage Capital is the #1 holder with 13 million shares here. And then we have OrbiMed, which wasn't mentioned. They haven't really upped their position. They've been owning the same amount for quite some time, and that is 32 million. The one that upped their position pretty big was Adage, which was the one in the article. And what I like to see is articles correlate to what's really going on. Then we also have Morgan & Stanley here with a small position. We have others taking large stakes here. We have OrbiMed right there, right? And then we also have a total amount of different large institutional investors loading up, like BlackRock, and that's right here with 3 million shares. And then we also have Vanguard Group here in February with 7 million shares. This is the stuff I like to look for, and that lets you know institutional ownership is onto something. And they're loading up. Look how much have been loading up in the last several days. We have a few here trying to put puts, and that's just probably because they had a feeling it was going to go down now during this pullback. But that's going to be history compared to where this is going. And you can see these index funds too trading here as of March 1st with large amounts, millions and hundreds of thousands of shares of obviously NMTR, 9 meters biopharma. So I really like that. And then I also have here another article that shares with us everything I just discussed, the volatility, how it's been, and how it reports here, right? Insider trading when they got it back at 65 cents in December 15th. And you could see how many shares these different directors and CEOs have of the company. And then when you go ahead and check it out down here, they have even more. So insider trading has been happening. And let's go ahead and look at the price targets here by Analysis Ratings. And when you look at it, there it is. It's sitting at 165, and the high end and the low end, $6. There's 2 buy ratings, and that's a total amount right now based off of where it's at, 165, of almost 300% upside. Very interesting to me. A lot of room here. Probably we could see this one between, $4 to $6 on the upside if things continue to roll out. There's no FDA approval destruction over this, and that Larazo Tide actually comes out and is the only celiac disease, right, treatment. I mean, that's going to be a big deal for this company. This is when a lot of purchases were happening, right, by the insider trades. And from that point forward, they've been riding the wave. I think they're still holding. They're trying to at least 5x their money and at most 10x. And they had a recent pullback back at the beginning of March of 120. It's pulling back right now with the market. And from that point forward, it was running up. So it looks pretty healthy to me and pretty strong. And I think there's a lot of room here for this to go up if the FDA approval goes through and the phase 3 shows results. We go into phase 4. And I mean, this is going to be game changer, life changing. And 9 meters biopharma is going to be the first in its class to treat celiac disease. Now, this right here is a website that tells you a little bit more about this company and everything going on with Larazotide. If you want to know more about it, how it works, how the trials have been, and how it's going to change lives for celiac disease, You know, it's going to be a big deal. And this is something that the CEO stated, and they stated no one wants to just survive with the disease. They want to thrive. That's the goal. We want to give someone the ability to thrive. I mean, that's a pretty bold statement there. Life-changing, game-changing. And if you want to know about it, go to glutenfreeliving.com and look up, you know, the name of Lorazotide, or you can go ahead and look up Lorazotide, how it works, or Lorazotide FDA approval on Google, and a lot of articles will come up to give you a better understanding about the penny stock's potential based off of Lorazotide. This is going to be a big deal. I'm really excited. I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts down below. This is going to change lives, and those are the stocks I like to look for. So be ready, like a hawk, ready to strike for the opportunities that are coming within these pullbacks if they continue. Stay tuned for more videos. As always, guys, if you learned something new, subscribe to the channel. Show this to your friends and community. Share it with them. And don't forget to hit the like button. It always helps out the channel. I really appreciate it when you guys do that. It lets me know that you value my time and everything that I shared with you guys and my research. And let's make some. All right, everyone, welcome back to another video here with Invest for Tomorrow. And as we could see here on the screen, we have Palantir's website up. PLTR stock is what we're going to talk about, so stay tuned for all the information. If you learned something new or you find this helpful and informative, all I ask in return is for you to smash that like button, and let's get right into it. So the website's here on the screen. I highly recommend checking out the website to understand the company much more than what I'm about to cover. But let's talk about some very interesting stuff. So far in this downward trend, after hitting a high here of $45 back in January, going into almost February, it's hit lows here of $20. If this stock holds itself up above $20, it's definitely showing strength, but anything between $20 to $15 is definitely something to look into, further understand the company, to make a rational decision as an investor. So let's talk about what's attracted me the most to this company. So the first thing is institutional ownership. It's been going up tremendously, and I have BlackRock pulled up. They own already 33 million in total. And then we also have Vanguard, which I like to look at. They're tremendous as well, and they have 20 million in total. Now, as we could see here, since the beginning of March, Vanguard has been loading up to their ETFs and their index funds tremendously, right? Since the beginning of March, and many others. And as we scroll down here, we can see that one of the conservative banks here, JP Morgan and Chase, has almost 20 million shares at 1178. So they've been in this one early. Either they went ahead and added some more on February 19th or a little bit before that they had to file a 13FA, but still they have a tremendous amount of shares. So let's look at what this stock has going for it. So back on the 8th of February, Palantir soars on artificial intelligence partnership with IBM. So this is a big deal. IBM has been trying to do what PLTR can offer for quite some time. They created this supercomputer, and it's called the IBM Watson. Well, the Watson didn't meet the expectations that IBM wanted it to be, and it's supposedly the supercomputer that was going to be able to offer AI intelligence and cloud services, and that has not failed completely, but not has been what they expected. So we can see here in the whole entire article, just zooming right into what's important, the product is intended to make it easier for businesses to build and deploy AI-infused applications with IBM Watson. So PLTR is going to be able to gain access through IBM's customers, IBM's name, following. PLTR is going to obtain market share there because IBM Watson is literally using PLTR stocks, innovation, and product to make the IBM Watson be what it is. So it's almost like a phone manufacturer using a specific chip for the processor to that phone. And IBM is the phone, and the chip is PLTR to give that processing potential and fuel. So that right there is very, very interesting to me. This is a short clip talking about it when Jim Cramer talked about it, but that right there showed me a lot of potential here, because IBM is depending on a smaller company than it to go ahead and provide one of its services. That's going to give PLTR an upper hand. So we also have Cathie Wood, ARKW on the 4th. We can see here PLTR 2.1 million shares. And now when we go to the most recent, 1 month later, which was this Friday, right, on the 5th, we could see that PLTR, they own now 5.2 million. That's a big jump. You can see it right there, 5.2 million. They jumped big time. That's a 2x jump in their position, 2x jump in the market share value, and PLTR has a lot of potential. Now let's see why I'm talking about if this goes below $20. If it goes below $20, the low end spectrum is saying $15 on the low end of analysis ratings. 4 are saying sell, 1 are saying hold, 2 are saying buy. The high end is 40, midpoint is 25.83, low end is 15. So if this goes between 20 to 15, it's definitely something to watch because institutional investors are completely ignoring what analysis ratings are saying, and they believe that this can actually go on the up end, probably even past $40 for them to be doing such bold millions and millions of share buying at a time. I hope that you guys found this video helpful and informative. Share it with your friends and community. And as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching.